for allowing us to share a few administrative items with you. We miss you and we wish we were in Florida with you. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Denise Turner and I am the Chief Operating Officer here at the Home Office in Littleton, Colorado. The Home Office was built on a vision of Mike Wilk to have an administrative office along with administrative staff to focus on all administrative items. All items including new business, contracting and licensing, commissions, production credit, and of course, onboarding of those brand new agents that you're recruiting. The goal is to allow you to talk to more people, to grow your businesses and your agencies, and to allow us at the home office to focus on your business. I always say that what we do on the administrative side of things is not sexy, but it is necessary. Before we share a few administrative tips with you, please allow me to introduce to you the rest of the admin team.
Hi, I'm Nora. I'm an administrative assistant here and I help contracting and new business.
Hi, I'm Shawnee and I'm your contracting specialist.
Hi guys, I'm Haley Delorier, the new business manager.
Hi, I'm Lynn Reed, executive and administrative admin.
I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it.
Hi, Shawani.
Hi, Miss Nora.
So I have a few questions about contracting for you.
Okay, let's go.
So, I know that we automatically contract new agents with National Life, but what about other carriers?
So we typically wait until agents have business to submit.
Okay.
I mean, we had 346 recruits last month, and so if we were trying to contract them all right out the gate and they don't have business to submit, yeah, it's going to delay the processes.
Right.
So what we started doing is waiting until that business is ready to go.
Okay.
And we've seen significant improvement with our carriers on their SLA times. So I think it helps all of us.
That's good to know. But sometimes agents not contracted with that carrier, but they do want to run illustrations. So
Right.
what should they do?
I'm going to refer you to your upline because at least somebody in your upline structure is going to be contracted with that carrier,
Right.
and they can help you run illustrations, and then you can find out if that client's a good fit for the carrier.
Okay, sounds good. So, would you suggest agents to, instead of contracting with every single carrier, they would use the time to engage clients, talk to people, and when they have clients ready, you'll contract them as soon as possible.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Invite, engage, and attend.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Okay. So let's say we're talking about contracting and I want to get contracted with the carrier.
Right.
What are your expectations of me?
So we'll always ask agents to send us all their active licenses, their valid E&O and AML.
Okay, so if I want to get contracted with an annuity carrier, do we have other requirements?
Yes, so we do have two sets of extra requirements. One is annuity training, that is state specific, and the other one is product training, that is carrier specific.
Right.
So we'll always ask agent to tell us in what state and what product you're writing, and then we can give you the correct information.
Got it. Okay. So are there any outstanding errors or frequent errors that you're seeing when you are contracting an agent?
Right, so I've been seeing a lot that agents not sending us the entire contract back, which is very important because some carriers are very specific. If there are pages missing in the contract, they will not process that contract, so then we have to go back to the agent and ask for that, those missing pages again, and it's going to slow things down. And also, the other thing I've been seeing a lot is that missing signatures. So when you return the contract to us, please make sure that you have all the signatures in the contract, especially the W-9 form.
They're easy to miss. I mean, a lot of the signatures.
But you just need to go through them and check carefully.
Right.
And it saves you a lot of time.
I know I have my signature, so it's okay.
I've been working in your business as well,
Yes.
and I've been seeing cases that got approved, but they have a contract on hold on them. So
Okay.
what does that mean?
It's for a number of reasons. There's things that we can clear internally, but there's things that we cannot. So anything that has to do with a suffix error or a systematic license and training error, we can clear those up on our end. But if it's as far as an agent submitting business where they're not licensed, their license has expired, they have the wrong line of authority. And Pennsylvania cases have been a hot topic too. A lot of agents are getting the license, but they're submitting prematurely. You have to send the license to us, we have to send it to the carrier, and once we have your appointment confirmation, that's when you can go ahead and submit the business.
Okay, so that means the license issue date and the appointment date has to cover the businesses, right?
Yes, and there's no backdating, so any of those will be denied, and you're gonna have to resubmit the business ultimately.
Okay, so that makes sense because I've been seeing cases got auto-approved and then they had to resubmit because of contracting reasons. And then those cases got kicked out from auto-approved and they have to go through underwriting, which takes up more time.
It does.
Right.
So your best bet is just to be sure that we have all of your license and all of your certificates. That way we can get them to the appropriate carrier. That way we're not going back and forth and delaying the client longer.
That's true. That's
Right.
a very good idea. Awesome. So is there any other item that you think people often forget that contracting does as well?
Promotions is one for sure.
Right.
A lot of agents forget to send us the promotion request, and so some agents are not very happy.
So what is the process? Can you explain it to us?
So we always have to have written confirmation from the upline to promote any agent and what level to promote them to. Once we have that confirmation, we're going to make the adjustments to your hierarchies and send them to all your appropriate carriers.
Okay. So then when can an agent expect to be paid according to the new comp level?
We give our carriers 10 business days to process those requests.
Okay, so that means,
Anything submitted prior to the confirmation is going to be paid at the previous comp level.
okay. So that means if I get my confirmation on the 10th, then anything submitted before the 10th, I'll be paid at the old commission level, right?
Correct.
And anything submitted after the 10th, I'll be paid at the new comp level.
Right, yes.
Right, awesome. So it's good to know. So if I have any question about anything we've talked about, how can I reach you, Shawnee?
So we're contracting at 5ringsfinancial.com. Our direct line is 303-219-1850. Otherwise, extension 105.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's very comprehensive.
I'm glad. I hope it helped.
It does.
Good. You're welcome.
Hi guys, so today I just want to talk to you guys about a few new business items that I see come across my desk all the time. So first thing I want to talk about is illustrations. So anytime you guys are making any change to a policy, whether we're coming back to rewrites or maybe we are updating a face amount or anything like that after we get an offer, anytime you guys want to make those changes from what was on the application, I need a new illustration. So please run the full illustration report and send that to me via email. Another item that we see a lot right now, guys, is replacement forms. So if you do not note in Part H of the application with National Life Group that there is a replacement or even not even a replacement, but just a client has existing coverage, and you don't know that on the application, we're going to need a replacement form, even if the client is not replacing. So please make sure that you guys are filling out that Part H on the application to have face amount, policy number, no fictitious policy numbers. If you don't know the policy number, choose unknown, the carrier, all of that information. That will actually populate into the form in the e-app so the client can e-sign it. If that part of the application is not filled out and we find out after the application is submitted that there is existing coverage, you are going to need to fill out an 8027 replacement form. So please make sure that you guys know, even if it's not a replacement, we're still going to need that form. That is actually a state requirement in most states. Delivery requirements are also a big issue, you guys. So please make sure if you're not doing e-delivery, or even if you are, that we are receiving delivery requirements back within 30 days after you submit the application. Just because you guys, your policy is issued and paid does not mean you are done with that initial application. We need those delivery requirements returned back to us within 30 days. So please make sure that you guys are following up with the client, making sure they did in fact receive their e-delivery. If they didn't, work with myself or Nora here at the home office to get emails updated or to find out why you guys or your client has not received that e-delivery. Another hot item, as always, is EFT items. Guys, we're having more and more cases where people are choosing delayed bank draft or COD and then wanting to wait a couple of months before the client actually wants to pay for the policy. Please know, guys, that your clients are required to pay for their policy back to the date the policy issued. So we don't want to wait 3 months, because most clients don't want to pay 3 months of premium when they do decide to pay. So please make sure that you guys are getting premium on a policy within 30 days of the day it goes issued. If we need to redate a policy, we can, but please, guys, please, as much as you can, make sure we have premium on a policy within 30 days. Again, my biggest suggestion is to draft next available, or if there's a specific date that works for your client, maybe their cash flow is best on the 1st, 15th to the 20th, whatever day it might be, choose that on the application. We can make the effective date and draft date match what works for your client. If you have any questions on that, please give me a call or work with your field trainer. Lastly, I want to talk about just a few underwriting items. First thing is driver's licenses. We understand that a lot of your clients have expired driver's licenses and can't renew due to immigration status, and that is okay. We can still issue those policies. But the carrier actually needs to see that expired driver's license, because they still have to run an MVR on it. Meaning they still have to pull a driving record on your client to make sure that they never had any tickets or outstanding issues. Also that their license is truly just expired and not suspended. We cannot issue a policy on somebody with a suspended driver's license, but we can on somebody with just an expired driver's license. They are totally fine with issuing a policy if it's expired, especially they can't renew due to immigration status. And lastly, we talk about this all the time, guys, our e-apps are intuitive. So please make sure you are using the drop-downs and not free-forming on the applications. The biggest thing, guys, is if we can use those drop-downs, the auto engine can actually underwrite the case better. As soon as we free-form anything into those underwriting medical questions, it's going to get kicked out and have to be reviewed by a full-line underwriter. Guys, I'm here for you all the time. If you have any questions on new business, please feel free to reach out to me, and I hope you guys have an amazing training camp.
Hey Denise, can I chat with you on some items that I've seen lately and questions I've been asked about?
Of course.
Well, I received a lot of questions on what commission levels are with NLG and their life and annuity products. And I don't mind looking these up at all. However, it makes me think that our awesome agents don't know that when they receive the NLG welcome letter for the first time, with their writing number and so on, there's also an attachment, and that's their compensation schedule. And also, when they get promoted, as soon as that promotion is finalized, they get another email with their updated compensation schedule. And I really do feel that if they would keep those compensation schedules, that would be a great tool for their toolbox.
I completely agree. That is actually a great recommendation. So help me understand a little bit here. Why is the compensation schedule so helpful for agents? And then also, is there anywhere on the 5RINGS portal where they can find that information?
The reason I think it's a great tool for them is, let's say it's the weekend or after hours, or we're just really busy and we can't get to them for another hour or so. They could go to their compensation schedule and they could look up any product, any age, any scenario that will tell them exactly what their commission will be on that product. And yes, it is also on the portal. It's on the new recruit area where you can go down and it says recruit application.
Download, yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
And then you can download that, and inside that download is our core compensation schedules, life and annuity. I've also had a lot of questions about why commissions are lower than what our 5RINGS commission grid says.
Right.
And a lot of that is because of age. Most companies, if you're over 70, they're not going to pay you the same.
Yeah.
And there's also there's like the 3 and 5 year products and MIGAs, multi-year guarantee
Right.
annuities, that are paid substantially lower than what they're used to.
Correct.
And so I also was wondering, when they sell these products, is their production credit changed?
That's a great question. And yes, typically, production credit is determined by what we make here at 5RINGS. And if 5RINGS is not making what we need to make to give that full production credit, then typically in those situations, then we see that production credit actually being reduced.
What happens if they do not know what core versus non-core is, and what should they do?
That's a great question, and that comes up a lot. Really, what I recommend is that they just reach out to either you or myself, and they can contact you, of course, at your Lynn at 5ringsfinancial.com email address or your direct phone number at 303-219-1858, or they can contact me at denise.turner at 5ringsfinancial.com or my direct number at 303-219-1855.
Okay, great information. Thank you for that. How about, does everyone who is working with a client receive production credit?
That's a great question, actually. The production credit is actually given to the agent or the agents that is on the application.
Okay.
So if there is a split agent that is not listed on the application, then what the agent should do when they submit their production credit sheet is they would want to make sure they check that little box that says not listed on the application. One thing to point out with that is that when they check that box, a lot of times agents seem to think that that is automatically giving production credit to that split agent, and it is not. But rather, what is that field is utilized for us to bring forward that data when we're trying to do reconciliations on internal promotions, or it could be for year-end trip qualifications. We're using that data to help us with that process. One thing to also note here is that production credit will not be moved at the end of the year. So when an agent can actually place a split agent on the application, I would highly recommend that they do that when possible.
Okay, well, that makes sense. So do they get production credit when they submit the business?
Actually, it's a great question. Production credit is given when the business goes issued and paid, meaning that there is actually a premium that is applied to the actual case or policy. One thing that I want to mention here is that I've been noticing a lot of annuities being written by our amazing Brazilianaires. We're super excited about that. Production credit, as you know, on the annuity side of things is calculated just a little bit differently. It's calculated by taking that premium amount times 5%. There are some nuances, as you had mentioned. Age, product can vary, what they're going to receive for production credit. So if they've got any questions on those types of situations, again, I just recommend that they reach out to you, right? I know that either one of us is happy to help answer any of those questions at any point in time.
Absolutely. Well, I really thank you for sitting down with me and clarifying this. I really want to be able to help more agents.
Oh my gosh.
And I really do think that by you answering these things, I can help them more.
Absolutely, and I'm happy to help at any time as well.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Have an amazing trip.